Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Jaya Radha Madhav. Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Shri Shri Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Shri Yamuna Mai ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapanantikam. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinapranam. So today we are gathered to hear about a very essential, practical quality of a Brahmana. How is a Brahmana called? Anybody knows? There is a name we keep for the Brahmana. Krupana. Krupana. A Brahmana is a broad-minded person who understands the purpose of life. And the Kripana is one who does not make use of his human form of life. And such person also usually does not have good habits. So Prabhupada said the Brahmana is Suchi, the Kripana is Muchi. And that refers especially in the contamination on the subtle platform. Because Kripana can also be clean in one sense externally, but internally is not clear, his consciousness is not clear. So cleanliness, Suchi, that is related to Shaucham. Shaucham is the Sanskrit word for cleanliness, and it appears in the Bhagavad Gita. Anybody knows where in Bhagavad Gita? So it comes in that description of the qualities of a Brahmin, process of knowledge. When Arjuna asked, what is jnanam, what is Brahman, what is jnanam, what is jneyam, what is knowledge, what is the object of knowledge? So at that time, when Krishna gives his answer, he defines knowledge in terms of a process. It's a process. Where we have, in order to obtain knowledge, there is a in that process. And the beginning items, beginning items are qualities actually. That if one is to obtain knowledge, he should have certain qualities. And because if he has these qualities, then this will allow him to surrender to a spiritual master. So the qualities we hear of, what could be the first one in the process of knowledge? What is the first quality required? Humility, yes, humility. This should be the first. Otherwise, without humility, how can one bow down? How can one surrender? How can one realize that he doesn't have knowledge and therefore should seek knowledge? So the first one is humility, which is followed by pridelessness. One should not be puffed up with one's own prestige. And then there is non-violence. Many times Prabhupada told us that the meat eaters, how can they approach the absolute truth? Very, very difficult, because they are offenders, giving so much suffering to other living entities, which are beloved to Krishna. So humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance also. And we will understand this, the tolerance has to be there because this life is about discipline. If one cannot tolerate anything, then you won't be able to enter the house of the spiritual master. Then there is simplicity. Simplicity, which refers to living a simple life, not being attached to opulence, living a very simple life, and also having a simple mind, not being crooked. So if one has these initial qualities, the spiritual master will be very inclined to take that person as a student, to teach, because that person will be able to learn with this kind of qualities. Then the next item of knowledge, which is number 6, is approaching a spiritual master, taking shelter of a spiritual master. And the interesting thing after this is that as soon as one takes shelter of the spiritual master, then the teaching begins. The spiritual master will teach how to purify oneself from material existence and how to attain Krishna. And guess what is the first item that what could be the first item that the spiritual master will teach the disciple? What is the first thing, the first training that one gets when one becomes a devotee? Cleanliness, yes, shaucham. Shaucham is number 7. This is immediately as soon as one becomes a devotee. Up, don't do this, up, don't do that, leave your shoes outside, take bath. And that is immediately, it comes, this is the first, and it is part of discipline. It's a lifestyle altogether, the Brahminical lifestyle. So part of the general training of new bhaktas, not only in the line of bhakti, but in any spiritual line, which is bona fide, you will find this, shaucham. So the new bhaktas, as they are trained, or used to be, when Srila Prabhupada instituted the training of the new devotees, so there were many things to be. Last thing to do is wash the pots. Yes, good. Wash the pots in the kitchen. What else? Bathroom cleaning. This is the first one. I remember when I was in the ashram, the last one who joins is assigned the bathrooms to clean. And those who are intelligent, they never give up the bathroom cleaning. They continue, because it reminds us who we are and the filthiness of this material world. And it is a sign of humility, that we are so humble that we can clean the toilets. Now, this is a very big difference between a Vaishnava and a general Brahmana. The regular general Brahmana, he won't even enter the toilets. And he will never do that, because he believes in Suchi and Muchi, considers himself Suchi, and the cleaning of the toilet is for Muchi. So we call a special person for that, a special class of the society who deal with the garbage and the cleaning of the toilets and all. So this is part of the Varnashram system. But Vaishnava is beyond Varnashram. Vaishnava understands that everything belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. There is not a single place which is not under the Naham vipro na chanarapati na pivesho na shudro Naham varni na chagrihapati no vanasto yatirva Kintu prodhyan nikila paramananda purnamritabdher Gopi bhartu padakamalayor dasa dasa nudasaha. This is the identity of the Vaishnava Brahmin. He is a Brahmana by nature, but he is not identified as a caste, as a Brahmin. No, he will do anything which is required for the service of Krishna. Today, cooking, tomorrow, cleaning toilet. Third day, doing our. Fourth day, take care of the cows. Fifth day, go out on book distribution. Seventh day, sit on the Vyasasana and give a lecture. Like that. This is the Vaishnava. So, but the training is given to bring about humility, that one should be ready to clean the toilets. This has to do with cleaning. Do the deity backup, puja backup. All new bhaktas are in the puja backup. They are polishing the brass, they are cleaning the arti paraphernalia, they are setting the jewelry, and they are preparing. And ashram also, keep the ashram clean. So a lot of the engagements of new bhaktas has to do with cleaning. Cleaning, just keep clean. Everything should be clean. I remember still. Bathroom window should always be clean. No, open. I remember the instructions. First instructions, they stay in the mind. This is meant to give you a training that lasts for life. Window is open. Bathroom door is always closed. Very good. Practice it. So we learn this art of cleaning, because after all, Krishna consciousness is about cleaning. Cheto darpana marjanam. Krishna consciousness is about marjanam. So we begin with cleansing the body, cleansing the place, cleansing everything around us, and then we will go into internal cleanliness. So there are two types of cleanliness, Srila Prabhupada says. We will read a few quotes if we can find them. There are two types of cleanliness. What could it be? What are the two types of cleanliness? But writes, this is again a lecture on this 13th chapter, the process of knowledge. Cleanliness, Srila Prabhupada writes, is essential for making advancement in spiritual life. There is a saying in English. What does it say? Cleanliness is next to godliness. We are worshipping Sattva Tanu. What is Sattva Tanu? Tanu means the body. And Sattva means, in general, goodness. We are worshipping Sri Vishnu. We are worshipping Krishna. And they are like the Vishnu is the controller of the mode of goodness. And so he is worshipped in goodness. And there are different types of worships in this world. Sometimes people offer meat into the yajna. You remember that? Who was that one who was cutting parts of his own flesh and throwing it in the fire as an offering to Shiva? So this is not worship in the mode of goodness. But when we want to worship Lord Vishnu or Krishna, the first thing is one we should be as much as possible in the mode of goodness. Then Krishna will easily accept our service. So Prabhupada further says there are two kinds of cleanliness, external and internal. External cleanliness means taking a bath. But for internal cleanliness, one has to think of Krishna. So external cleanliness means you deal with material elements. So there are various purifying agents which begin with water. Water is very important for the Brahminical culture. Brahmins always live next to a source of water. I remember one time I was visiting America. This was my first time. Very complicated bathrooms, very big, complicated bathrooms with taps which function in different ways. Sometimes you pull up, sometimes you pull on the side, sometimes you turn around, sometimes you push. It's always a mystery. How it's going to work, you better find out before you put the soap on. Otherwise, danger. So one time one person was giving me full introduction to his bathroom and said, Mataji, you will stay in this room, there is the bathroom, opens the door and says, you see, there is this, there is that, there is the shower, there is this, there. He was giving me a big description. Shanta coming from Vrindavana asked, is there water? What is the use of all these things? By traditions, the Brahmanas will live next to a river. They will live next to a kund, a body of water. Or they will dig a well, and they will take the water from the well. So they will always live next to a source of water. A Brahmana cannot live without water. So this is for external cleanliness. Water should be there. And for internal cleanliness, what is the purifying agent? It is Krishna himself. One should think of Krishna. Think of his form, think of his pastimes, think of his qualities, and one should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This process of thinking of Krishna and chanting his name cleanses the accumulated dust of past karma from the mind. So, the gross body, we have two bodies, right? The soul as such is always pure, never contaminated. But the consciousness becomes covered by the modes of material nature, which manifest in two different bodies, two different coverings. The first is the gross covering, and the next is the subtle covering. So both have to be cleansed. The gross body in general will be covered with dust. It will be covered with perspiration, this kind of things. And so it can be cleansed, covered by material desires. It is covered by karmas. It is covered with offenses also. So, and it has to be cleansed. And the main means for cleansing the subtle body is sound. The sound, mantras, and the association, sound which are the representation of the Supreme Lord. Basically, we become purified in association with the Supreme Lord via media. Is mostly the mantras, the sound. So, this cleanliness is very much part of the process of Krishna consciousness. And it is part of the process of tapasya, accepting tapasya. Brahmana, no matter what, in the morning finds water. Message comes 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, go somewhere else. Brahmana finds water. But very important, the Brahmana finds water. And Brahmana will take bath. And Brahmana is by nature, has this tapasya, spirit, austerity, the spirit of austerity. So he will take bath in the morning, early morning, whether it is hot weather, cold weather. The Kripana will go like, oh, it's very cold this morning. Immediately starts thinking, should I take bath? So if this question comes in the mind, immediately you can identify that this mind is not a Brahminical mind. Brahmana never thinks, should I take bath? He's thinking, now it's not working. Geyser is not working, so no bath. So naturally we have to think of health also. But in general, this process of cleanliness is part of tapasya. All these qualities we are studying as bhakti itself, they are not themselves bhakti, but they are favorable to the development of bhakti in our heart. They facilitate the manifestation of bhakti. Srila Prabhupada writes here, and devotees practicing bhakti are often graced by qualities such as sense-control, discipline, cleanliness, which appear naturally and without any special effort. Nevertheless, they are not part of bhakti. So in the Nectar of Devotion, when we start studying, you will see there is the beginning of bhakti brings purification, and it brings the manifestation of auspiciousness, which is called Shubha. Bhakti is Shubha. And auspiciousness will manifest in different ways. One of the manifestations of auspiciousness is godly qualities. So they are actually produced by bhakti. Bhakti naturally will bring one to the platform of goodness. So it goes two ways. By practicing bhakti, we will obtain all these qualities. But it doesn't mean that we should not also give a little in our own way. Please be aware whether they are there or they are not there. These such as internal and external purity, austerity, equipoiseness, and so on, equipoise, and so on, automatically blossom in the personality of a devotee of Krishna. He does not have to make a separate effort to cultivate them. So some will make a case for this, that why are we discussing these qualities? We just have to discuss Krishna, and it is true. It is true that it is by the cultivation of bhakti that these beautiful qualities are going to manifest. However, there is great gain because in discussing these qualities, because advancement in Krishna consciousness goes through the process of anartha nivritti. We have to destroy what is unconducive to bhakti, what is unwanted. And it is, and the process of bhakti is also a process of self, scrutiny. We scrutinize our own self to understand where we are at and how we can progress further. So let us go into something a little practical here about should take bath. And for this we also understand that it is mentioned in the Manu Samhita that some places on this planet are actually meant for Brahminical culture and some places are not meant for that. Like for example, the desert. How do you take bath in the desert? There is no water. So the desert is not a place where Brahmanas will settle. In fact, it is written in the Bhagavatam that to take birth in the desert is a reaction for very sinful life. When we perform sinful activities, then we may take birth in a place like this, where the conditions of living are very, very harsh, and there are no means to actually keep clean. Similarly, if you take birth in Siberia or someplace very, very cold, how do you take bath there? There is no flowing water. Everything is frozen. It's only frozen. Only ice everywhere. You can take ice bath, snow bath. People do. They jump into very cold water, if there is. So therefore, there will be opportunity. So how morning bath? First of all, the morning bath begins the day before. We plan the day before. What should be planned for the next day? The clothes, first of all. Make sure you have washed your clothes. Make sure you have clean clothes. Because taking bath means after bath, what happens? We wear clean clothes. Not like in Western culture, or we call it global culture, that has become, unfortunately, people wear their clothes for a week. And if they like the shirt, for a month. People just wear the clothes on and on. They don't change their clothes. And again, Prabhupada said that warm countries are more sattvic, and cold countries are demoniac. It's just the way it is. Because when there is a warm weather, you can practice austerity, you can do things very easily, and you don't need much to live. Like your clothes. You don't need many clothes. If you're in a very, very cold country, then the material endeavors have to be multiplied, because you can actually not exist there. So you have to work so much harder. You have to eat so much. If you live in a warm country, little fruit, little vegetable, little done. But if you live in a very cold country, no. You will have to cook. You will have to heat very hot food. So this will involve many material activities. And the clothes you have to wear, so many clothes. So you need more money. You need more endeavor. So material endeavor is enhanced in cold countries. We could also say that countries, as we said, which are a desert, extremely hot, they're also not meant. They are not pious places. There also you have to live artificial life. If you go to places like Dubai, everybody likes to go to the Gulf, and so many unbelievable cities there. But you know one thing, no natural life at all, because you cannot live outside. It is 50 degrees. How will you survive? So you have to have AC in the car, in the shop, in the home, everywhere. And nothing grows because it is sand. So everything has to be imported. Everything is artificial, completely artificial. So this is possible because of the advancement of material technology. But Srila Prabhupada also said, technology is demoniac. So this is this age where we are living. Artificially we live, but we are supposed to live naturally, simple living. So we change the clothes. We clean always, we remain clean. So the day before one has to think, not that you wake up in the morning, oh, I have no clothes. So that should not happen. So first you have to prepare the clothes. And in the night you can also prepare the clothes in the sense that you put them somewhere that it's all ready in the morning. You need gamsa, you need clothes. These things have to be ready for the morning. So, and then you sleep. And when you wake up, then the first thing is to take bath. But actually, not true. Before taking bath, the first thing which is part of internal cleanliness, is dandavats. When we wake up in the morning, the first thing is offer obeisances to the spiritual master, obeisances to the Lord. Remember the lotus feet of the spiritual master, the lotus feet of the Lord. This is the first, this is internal cleanliness. And then one should, before you clean the floor, there's something else. What happens to the bed? You just leave it. No, the bed has to be taken care of, because it cannot stay as it is. When we sleep in the night, the body goes through a process of cleansing itself, and it exudes all sorts of oils and perspiration and whatnot, So the bed is naturally muchi, it is dirty. So suppose many people do that. They get up in the morning, just leave the bed as it is, go to the bathroom, take bath, come back, sit in the bed. The elephant bath, And then you go back and sit in a dirty place. Who does that? A muchi, not a suchi, not a brahmana. So first thing is take care of the bed. If it's a mat, it has to be rolled and put away. If it's a bed, because nowadays with beds, everywhere. In fact, the bed usually takes most of the space in the room, in most of the houses, right? Double bed, triple beds, huge beds, with a big mattress, and you can't put it away. It will stay there. So then at least it has to be, either you change the sheets and put new sheets, or at least it should be covered. So you have to get some bed cover and cover it. There are different things you can cover it with. You don't want to completely, you should put something which is woolen on it. Wool protects us from contamination. So otherwise, at least try to have a cover, a thicker cover, something you cover. You just cover this bed or change the sheets. Then next is, we heard from Adinath Prajesh Prabhu, there is cleaning the floor. You clean the floor. This should be done before taking bath. When you come out of the bathroom, you want to come out in a clean place. So you clean floor, a clean sitting place, everything is clean, you're okay. So therefore, there is cleaning in the morning. And when you clean the floor, you use usually a mop. There is a tradition. If a muchi cleans the floor, what he will do? He grabs the mop and wets it and take water a little bit out, and he will clean. And then what he will do with the mop? Just throw it in the corner or hang it somewhere without washing it. This one person is, which kind? Muchi. One time I was living in a guest house in Delhi, near the temple, ISKCON guest house, and there was somebody who was cleaning every day, was coming every day to clean, and it looked clean, but one day I actually came late to the bathroom. I don't know, it was maybe late means I had to go to the bathroom, and the cleaner was there, and I arrived in the bathroom, the cleaner was there, and I saw the cleaner had one mop. First thing he did, clean the toilet bowl. Then there was a tub. Then clean the tub. And then start cleaning the floor. So first he cleaned the whole corridor, the stairs, everything. Clean? No, he contaminated everything. So use different things to clean different areas. So the mop, it needs to be, first of all, clean mop. It has to be clean. The water in the bucket, it should come clean. Then you clean with the clean mop. And when you finish, again you rinse the mop and you put it to dry. You don't just throw it like this until it's black. And Srila Prabhupada gave us a way to clean. He himself demonstrated, like we see the pujaris many times on the altar. Prabhupada demonstrated how to mop the floor. Is you start in one corner, the furthest corner, and you move backwards. You move backwards. And then you enter the bathroom or the place where you're going to rinse the thing, and you're done. It's like you don't walk on the part that you have cleaned. Prabhupada himself showed that. He actually put his dhoti up, and he went down on his knees, and he showed the devotees that you do like this. You start in that corner, and you go backwards. And then you clean them up, and you don't walk on it. First, then you go take bath. And after you are clean, then you come out. So this is the, as far as possible, this should be done in the morning. And then we go for taking bath. One thing which is, but again, go for taking bath, but there is a sequence of things. What is the first thing to be done in the morning, which comes before taking bath? There is the cleansing of the bowels. You have to pass. If somebody is healthy, well-regulated, every morning bowels will clear. So that is the first thing to be done. I remember my mother was a wonderful person, but did not know about this culture. So many times I would see that. I realized that after I became a devotee. In the morning she was very clean. She would always take bath. But after some time, she would go pastool. She had no idea what comes first, what comes second. So what comes first? Pastool. For several reasons, and one of the reasons which is not a reason, but an additional benefit, pastool early morning waking up. When we wake up, all the gates of the body, how many gates, and then there are the low, all the gates of the body, when we wake up in the morning, they are all covered with mucus and with grease. They're all covered, including the nostrils are full of mucus, and the tongue has a big layer of stuff on it, which means that sense perception is altered. If I give you a flower to smell, as soon as you wake up, you can hardly smell. Similarly with the stool. To smell bad smells is said to be sinful in the Upanishads. We don't smell bad smells. And that's why Brahmins will organize bad smell. They will not indulge in smelling a bad smell. So when we take bath in the morning, when we go for clearing the stomach in the morning, you do that before you wash the mouth, before you clear the nose, because if you clear the mouth and nose, you will get full benefit. So that you don't want. So therefore, a passing stool is in the mode of ignorance. And so, when all the senses are in ignorance, it is done very nicely. And it doesn't disturb so much. So, therefore, first comes clearing the stomach. So that's part of external cleanliness. But this is what we do first. And then, we should know that pouring the water on the body, this is the last thing that you do. If you want to do any other things, they come before. What could be the things we do? Brushing teeth. You don't brush the teeth after bath. You brush the teeth before bath. What is something else we have to do before bath? Shaving. Yes, you shave. Shaving is before bath. Washing the clothes, yeah, if you wish, to some extent. And then there is, even for those who have long hair, combing the hair. Combing the hair is before bath. Those who wear very long hair, usually ladies, they wear full shika. Huh? So they don't wash every day. Why? They'll get sick. Because it takes so much time to dry. So this is called sir snan, that is head bath. So this head bath can be taken every few days. And if one takes bath up to the neck and the face and all, it is still considered that one is clean. But the hair should be combed before, not after. So, taking care of the hair, brushing, what else we can do before bath? Nail cutting. Nail cutting, this is also before bath, not after. As we said, basically, also if you want to clean the ears, that is before bath. Thank you for the commentary. Blowing the nose, cleaning the nose, like that. Clearing all the different gates, cutting, shaving, all these things. It is when? Before, not after. So pouring the water on the body, that's the last thing. And even if you want to use oil, especially for those who are doing deity worship, nothing can be applied on the body after bath. We do the body and then go and worship the deity. No. So if you have to use oil, we will look at this, then it is before bath. You put the oil and then you take the bath. So, right. So we have seen all these things. So all these things have to be done before we actually take bath. And the last item is pouring the water. As far as possible, clean water, naturally. Clean water. Like sometimes you are traveling, you go to a hotel or somewhere, and they give you a bucket, which is like, oh, Muchi will take, let me just take bath under the tap. So, as we said, direct source of water, like the water, the river, that is the best. As soon as you start, processing the water source, then there are chances of contamination. Of course, in this age of Kali, we have to accept somehow. In India here, what we have in Vrindavan is the monkey bath in the tub upstairs. That is something to always watch for. Have the monkeys open the tank. All sorts of efforts have to be made so that they cannot open the tank. Otherwise, you take bath in monkey charanamrita. So, yes. And then, what do we take bath with? Water is sufficient. If you have not past stool, you can just take bath with water. If you have past stool, then there should be something else. Soap, mud, oil. These are the things with which we cleanse the body in general. Of course, for beauty, there is milk bath. That is additional. But otherwise, soap, oil, mud, cow dung bath, which is usually more for internal, subtle purification. Every time Krishna killed the demon, which is every day, so what would Yashoda Mai do? Cow urine bath, cow dung bath, panchagavya. It would take full bath. And so, of course, for those who are not familiar with cow dung, they go like, oh, really? Oh, really? But now we live in the Goshala. I would invite all of you as this application of this class to collect some cow dung. Go find a cow. Clean one. It has to be clean. What means clean cow dung? No, fresh. Yes, fresh. And no insects inside, no worms. Sometimes you pick the cow dung and it's a living one. There's so many little worms inside. That means the cow is a little sick. So you make sure that the cow dung is just dung. There's no living entities inside. And then you take a ball and mix it with water. You make a creamy substance, very creamy. The smell is initially a little interesting. You may depends what kind of grass the cow has eaten. So and you make a little paste like that, and as if you would put oil or soap, you just put cow dung. And you smear the whole body with cow dung. Yes? One student who gave me a curse because I caught them cheating in exam. So they became angry and went like, and I was like, oh my God, I got a curse now. Anyway, I felt the protection of Radha Shyam Sundar, but still, I went to see a Brahmin friend of mine, I was not aware, I had never taken a dung bath, I went to see a friend and said, this happened. I did feel protected by Radha Shyam Sundar, but still this person cursed me. Like I feel some kind of contamination. And my friend said, cow dung bath. And explain me the process. So you take the fresh one, healthy one, put it in the bowl, make a cream, smear it all over. And then there was an additional, there was some additional information that you sit with it for 45 minutes. Krishna. So put on a lecture, kirtan, and just sit minimum 25 minutes, maximum 45 minutes. And it will dry, like mud, it will dry. It will dry. And it's an amazing cleansing. All the pores of the body, everything completely cleansed. Very good for hair, very nourishing for the hair. And then you take a bath. You don't have to add soap or anything because the cow dung is the purifying agent. You know what happened to me that time? I did it, and then I went on with my activities and all. And you know what? 7 days later, I remembered the curse. Can you imagine? Before the cow dung bath, my mind was like, I got cursed. It was disturbing the mind. After the cow dung bath, this negative energy was completely taken away. I couldn't even remember. I just kept thinking about other things, Krishna, Seva. 7 days later, I remembered, that incident. I found it totally amazing. And this is internal purification, subtle effect of the cow dung. So whenever you feel that there is some negative energy, you are welcome to have a cow dung bath because it's a real wonderful experience. It is most sattvic, very, very sattvic. The smell initially is a little, you have to adjust a little. But once cow dung is dry, it actually smells nicely. When it's not dry, then the smell is a little strong. But otherwise, like you see the walls everywhere, it doesn't smell. So this is the cow dung bath. Otherwise, please use, traditionally, people will use mud. Go to the river, at the bottom of the river there is the clay, and you rub the body with the clay. It cleanses. And then soap was invented. What happens with soap? Before soap is oil. People would clean their body with oil. Whatever is the locally grown oil. What happens? Nourish the skin. It will create actually a film over the skin, which is going to protect us from the sun rays, protect us from heat, protect us from cold. It's amazing actually. So this is one way to oil the body. And when you oil the body, then you pour the water, and afterwards when we dry with the gamsa, most of the oil goes out. But a small portion goes inside the body. and you will never have dry skin, you will never have cracks on your feet, you will never have dry nose, you will never have any of these things. It's amazing. You will remain naturally healthy. The whole skin will remain healthy. So, mud, oil, then later on we invented the soap. Soap is different. It's not nourishing to the body. In fact, it destroys the oily, natural oil that the body is producing. Soap works by chemical reaction. It destroys the oils. Then you feel very fresh, very clean. But actually, like if you use soap in the very hot summer in India, when it's dry, your skin will become total disaster, fully dry. But you can so much wrong about soap, except that you should investigate what kind of soap you are using. Because most of the modern soaps are not ahimsa. We heard in the process of knowledge, number 3 is ahimsa. We want to cleanse ourselves with a purifying agent, not with something dirty. Like the guy who is mopping the corridor after cleaning the toilet bowl. No. So the soap should be clean, which means it should not contain any animal products which are made from the slaughterhouses. And it happens a lot. Soaps are made with all sorts of dirty things. So you can investigate, go on Google, it is advised, that you can search for natural vegetarian soaps. And please segregate the soaps that you are using. The shampoos, very dangerous. 2 things happen with soaps and shampoos and all these type of things that we use. Is one, there may be animal products which are not himsa inside. That's the first thing. There may be animal products inside. Second thing, they may have been tested on animals. And when they make a new shampoo or something, they will bring a rabbit or somebody and they'll pour the shampoo on his body, in his eyes, everywhere. And if the shampoo is not perfect, that poor animal, loses his eyesight, gets burns on his body. So there is a lot of, cruelty to animals in the manufacture of all beauty products and soaps and things. So as devotees, we have to take a little responsibility to make sure that we use clean products. So you can research that, yes?
So sometimes nowadays tulsi is using.
No, tulsi should not be used for bathing. That also you should make sure that there is no tulsi in the soap. Tulsi is worshipable. We offer tulsi to Krishna. We take the Mahaprasadam. We cannot use tulsi for our own benefit. We don't boil tulsi, we don't do anything like this with tulsi. It is used in Ayurveda in some ways, but all Ayurvedic products traditionally are offered to Dhanvantari. So when we take the Ayurvedic medicine, it traditionally would be prasad. But not always nowadays, of course. So take bath, but beware of the brands that you are using. And you can find that on internet. There are societies which protect, animals and can tell us of all the ingredients that are contained in things. Next is how many baths per day? 2, 3, yes, 4, 5, 6, 7. We should not bathe too many times. Because when we bathe, it changes the temperature of the body. So if you do that too many times, you imbalance the body. But bare minimum for new devotees is 1 time. That's a bare minimum. Regular for Grihasthas, it's 2 times. For Brahmins, 3 times. Sannyasis, 3 times. 3 times a day, which is at the sandhyas. One is in the morning, one is noon, one is in the evening. So minimum twice one should take bath, morning, evening, to properly rest. It is relaxing in the evening. It will put one to sleep to take a bath. And of course it cleanses whatever has happened during the day. You take a bath, everything is forgotten, and you are preparing for a nice consciousness for sleeping. Also in the evening, devotees are supposed to have some kind of little worship in the evening. So therefore, Brahmins always will take bath in the evening. And then the last point about this taking bath is about the bathroom should also be clean, right? Brahmana doesn't take bath in a dirty place. So if you enter a bathroom which is unclean, first thing is clean the bathroom, then take bath. And do not leave any dirty things in the bathroom. Just, and actually those who live in ashram and all, usually you have some kind of kit that you use, you go in with it, you come out with it. You don't leave a whole mess in the bathroom with everybody's toothpaste all over the place. This is not well organized. So, after bathing, one must dry the body. It is said that you should not leave the body wet like this, just go under the fan and wait until it dries. Or you should not shake the body like a dog. This is for dog. Human beings don't do that. You don't shake the body to shake off the water. You use gamsha. In the modern world, they use something else, which is called towel. Towel. As fat as possible. Doudou, we say that in French, they say doudou for children means very soft. So soft, very, very soft, and very, very thick. So what you do with the towel, after you finish, you just put it on some kind of holder, on the towel holder, for the next day to use. Yeah, normal, yes. Now, no, this is not Brahminical. We do not use the gamsa twice. Gamsa is used once. Gamsa means it's thin. Some thin cloth, cotton cloth, absorbing cloth, not this big towel. Naturally it's so fat and sometimes so big. How many times will you wash it? You need to put it in the machine actually. Understand, this is all the demoniac society over there. Big, huge towel means big machine in order to wash it. So we use light cloth. Even a piece of dhoti, a piece of cloth will do. Any cotton cloth which is a bit absorbing, it will do. And the point is that when you, if you have put oil, soap, whatever, when you dry the body, dirt will be collected by the piece of cloth. Piece of cloth will collect the dirt which comes out of the pores. Naturally, it will come out. So it will be collected in the gamsa. So therefore, after that, it's either you discard the gamsa to clean it the next time you take bath, before taking bath, or you can clean it right there. But you have to try not to splash yourself with so much water and again become muchi. So it's a little bit of an art. But the gamsa cannot be used twice. It has to be discarded. And before the next bath, it has to be cleaned and dry. We also do not use wet gamsa. Gamsa has to be dry, and preferably it is dried in the sun. So, next thing, we will study a few more things. When to take bath? The morning bath is like the typical bath you take every day. You take your morning bath, but there are some other times when we have to take bath. When is that? After passing stool. This is like the regular life of a devotee. Remember, Vaishnava is a Brahmana. Passing stool means we come in touch with contaminating agent. There are various contaminating agents. We could list them, such as, let me see, where are they? Stool, the contaminating agent. It's not just the stool itself, but the vapors, the smells and everything that comes out of it and which touches our body, it is contaminating. So stool is contaminating, blood is contaminating. You cut yourself. If you cut yourself in the middle of puja, in the middle of cooking, you can't just continue. You have to take care of it. The blood has to stop coming. And if it's a big cut, you have to take bath. You cannot contaminate with blood the kitchen, the altar, not possible. So blood is a very, stool, blood, they are the most contaminating agent. A third one, which is also most contaminating, is alcohol. People drink alcohol, wine, beer, whiskey. It is said that after a glass has contained alcohol, it can never be purified. Never. It is most contaminating. And it comes in the field of not only physical contamination, it's subtle contamination. It is an intoxicating agent which blurs the consciousness. We are doing Cheto Darpana Marjanam, and these substances, they do the opposite. They cover the consciousness. So then there are other things such as mucus, but that does not necessitate a bath. But contamination by blood and contamination by stool, these two, they need a bath. You have to take a bath. Other contaminating agents, there is, as we said, all the fluids of the body. The saliva is contaminating. It's full of bacteria. If somebody has a disease, you can catch it by coming in touch with the saliva. You have the perspiration that is also contaminated. The oils that come out of the body, the mucus, the oil from the ears, all these things. Urine is also contaminating. But urine simply can be, after you can simply wash with water. There's no need of taking bath. Of course, unless you're on the altar doing puja. During puja, you cannot pass urine, cannot pass stool, many things you cannot do. You should not touch here and there all the different parts of the body. So after passing stool, one needs to take bath, strictly. That's why you see here in the VIHE we have made the bathroom, the toilets there. It is a toilet with shower facility, a room to keep your clothes, etc. Because to practice Brahminical life, you need some kind of arrangement like this. If you do not take bath after passing stool, you may say, well, that's my own problem. No, it's not your problem, because you are contaminated. You pass stool with your clothes on, all the clothes are contaminated, the body is contaminated, and next thing is you go sit in the classroom. So the area where you sit is contaminating. You go to the temple, you sit in the car, anywhere you go, anything you touch, you contaminate everything. So it's actually out of not just a discipline for oneself to eliminate the tamas, which has come with this kind of activity, but it is also out of respect for others. Others are following principles of cleanliness, and you are interfering by not following them. So one should follow that. And it's, as I said, tamasic consciousness comes when we use the lower gates of the body. So therefore, we take a bath and we feel refreshed and purified. After sleep, one takes bath. So that's in the morning, but also if you fall asleep during the day. Sometimes you're too tired, you take a nap. If the nap is more than 1 hour, then bath. If it is less than 1 hour, it's okay. Just splash a bit of water and it will be okay. But if it's more than 1 hour, what happens? The cleansing of the body begins. And again, all these oils are coming out and everything, and the tamasic consciousness is generated. So then you need a bath to take away the tamas and to cleanse the impurities that have covered the body. But if you sleep like half an hour, Jai Shri Radha Govinda ki Jai, Giraj Maharaj ki Jai. If you sleep only half an hour, this is not contaminating, this is energizing. You feel refreshed afterwards. So why you need bath? You were a little tired, you sleep 15 minutes, now you're fresh. Some question?
Well, it was 1 hour, 45 minutes.
1 hour?
Or 45 minutes.
Well, you can judge yourself. It's not beyond 1 hour, you definitely have to take bath. And you can judge, like if you wake up after 45 minutes and you feel, then go take bath. If you see that the tamas has come, if you see that your skin is oily, then you go take bath. And different bodies react differently. But at least 1 hour, more or less, you can be without bath. Otherwise, take bath. Also, sex life. The sexual fluids are also contaminating. So anything which has to do with sex life, voluntary, involuntary, licit, illicit, after that, take bath. One has to take bath to cleanse oneself of the consciousness which is associated with that, and physically also to be clean. Then there is bad dream. Sometimes you sleep, you get a real bad dream, like, so, and it may come during the day also. Suppose you sleep for 15 minutes and you are attacked by a ghost. Or you get such a bad dream, like where you become afraid, or you do some nonsense during the dream, or you experience some unwanted feelings. So then after that, you should take bath. To get rid of all these impressions and cleanse the consciousness, one should take bath. Then there is dead body. If you touch a dead body, you go to funerals, even by seeing a dead body, one should cleanse oneself. But especially if you have gone to some funeral or come close to a dead body is naturally impure. It is naturally impure. And so one takes a bath. There are also periods of contamination, like when someone dies in the family, someone takes birth in the family, there it is also considered that there is a period of contamination there, because all these things, they affect the mind, they enhance also the bodily concept of life. So there are different periods which are given in the scriptures, which are according to the varnas, actually. The lower the varna, the longer the period of contamination. The higher the varna, the least contamination, because the higher classes are the ability to understand and to get over the feelings and everything much quicker. For Vaishnavas, it is very bare minimum, and it is involved with yukta vairagya. If you are a pujari in your temple and there is no backup, nobody, there is nobody to replace you, so what should be done? Somebody died in your family, even if your father, your mother, somebody died, there is nobody to replace you on the altar, what should be done? You cannot abandon your service. A Vaishnava, in one sense, theoretically, is never contaminated by these things, because he's already above the bodily concept of life. So you can maintain a minimum, if you wish, 3 days. You don't need to maintain like, oh, I'm off seva, off everything for 7 days, 10 days, 20 days. This does not apply to Vaishnavas.
Yeah, the time of birth also.
Time of birth also. You can. You can, but as I said, it depends. If you are needed for service, then you can overlook these things, because Vaishnavas are not, these are not things, these are things which mostly apply to the people who are very much in the body concept of life. But you can keep a period of, like in terms of worship, worshipping your deities, going to the temple. You can maintain 3 days, a period of 3 days. But it is not necessary to be absent for days and days and days and days. And if there is emergency in service, that takes the precedent. Why? Because the principles of bhakti are always higher than the principles of varna and ashram. The principles of varna and ashram, they serve. They are meant to serve bhakti. So if they are helpful, then we accept them very wholeheartedly. But if they come against, then the principles of bhakti always come first. Yes?
I have one question, Mataji. You said even after seeing a dead body, one should take bath. So, for example, we are going somewhere and if we happen to see a dead body.
Yeah, not necessarily. It's mostly when you come close to the dead body, when you are involved with it. But definitely, if you see a dead body, you should immediately chant. You should start chanting. Chanting is like an umbrella. It's an umbrella which protects us from contaminations. So when we see a dead body, naturally a devotee would pray for the person who just passed away. Oh my Lord, please, give a chance, better chance in the next life to this person. And we begin to chant Hare Krishna. Okay, so we are I'll just finish this. Taking bath, as we said, after shaving. Another thing is after vomiting. If you happen to be sick and you vomit, naturally all the biles and stuff which come out, liquid beauty, the liquid beauty is coming out, it is dirty. So you have to clean and take bath, change your clothes, like that.
Mataji, I have one more question. So the bed is contaminated, right?
The bed.
Bed. So one should not sit on the bed, right?
You have to cover it.
One has to cover it.
Yeah, you can cover it. In this age, again, yukta vairagya, we have to adjust to certain things. In previous ages, sometimes people were, and it also depends on the place, on the climate, and so on. Like here in Vrindavan, it's okay. In the summer, you can sleep on a mat on the floor, but in the winter, it is a little difficult. Most people cannot do that. It's so cold. You need a mattress. Otherwise, the cold comes from below, the cold comes from the air, and you're done. You cannot sleep. That has to be there. A clean place that you keep it, that it's to cover the bed the next day. And just as like this is also, some people they sleep in the bed for a month without changing the bed sheets. No? Bed sheets is like clothes; it should be regularly changed. You have to keep washing them. You can't just sleep all the time in the same. It's actually unhealthy because the dirt is coming out of the body, and then you sleep in the dirt. You breathe in the dirt. So bed sheets should be cleaned very regularly. So these are some things here. We have gone over many things. One more thing I will mention is the clothes. We said you have to clean your clothes. Clothes are washed with water, with soap, and in general, it is better. A Brahmana, it doesn't take service much. And also because of safety, he's involved with puja. So he wants to be sure his clothes are clean, doesn't give them to someone else. Unless there is necessity, like because of some physical impediment that doesn't allow, that you need some help with somebody doing the laundry. And if someone else does your laundry, you should trust that person, you should instruct that person, you should know how where they put the clothes. The clothes have to be for drying. And after drying, they should be taken out, and they should not just be thrown anywhere. They should be put in a clean place also. If your bed is dirty, you can't put your clean clothes there to fold them. The worst place where you can wash your clothes is the dobi. Because that is definitely not clean. The dobi, they have a table. On the same table, they receive the dirty clothes and they give back the clean clothes. Sometimes even in the bag, that you give a dirty bag with the dirty clothes, they give you the clean clothes in the dirty bag. So the dobi is usually not a place where it's suitable for deity worship, certainly not. It's not suitable. And also the ironing, if you give your clothes to be ironed somewhere outside, who knows what cleanliness is there. And so ironing, if you want it, should be done personally, and then in a place that you know is clean. So in this way, we have to keep the clothes very nicely folded, not a mess that you make a bowl of them and throw them in the cupboard. It should be very tightly, neatly kept. If you hang them straight, some people, they just go like, they throw the cloth over the line or somewhere, and then they make a bowl of it and put it in the cupboard. Naturally, you will look wrinkled. But if you take care of it properly, you put it straight on the line, then you take it down, you fold it nicely, you keep it somewhere in the cupboard, then when it's naturally ironed. Maybe not as, but still, it is sufficient. It is sufficient for living in India. It is sufficient for living in an ISKCON temple anywhere in the world. If you have to go and meet some aristocracy, or if you have to go and preach in some hi-fi society, then you may require to take care of your clothes a little bit better, so that they can see you with respect. Because it is said, first dress, then address. But this can be misunderstood. The clothes have to be clean, not just neat. They have to be clean. All right. So these are some of the things here. We will probably have a second session of this because there are many other aspects, such as cleanliness in deity worship, cleanliness in the kitchen, internal cleanliness, and so on. Yes.
Mataji, I was just curious. There is one instance when someone drinks water like that, and then some water spills out on the clothes. So does that also
luck.
contaminate?
Yeah.
It does contaminate.
Yes, you should be expert. The water should not drip.
Yes.
It should not drip on the clothes. Yes. If you drink without touching, it's not contaminating. Even if you drop like a little piece of food of Mahaprasadam, it's not contaminating. But if it spills out and falls on the clothes, you're done. Bathroom.
After drinking water by sipping directly to the mouth, then we should wash our hand. Then directly sipping the water and touching the holy books with that contaminated
Yes, so you can
hand.
keep. That's why the Brahmins, if you see the smarta Brahmanas, they go around with kamandalu. All the sadhus, they go around with kamandalu. Why? They purify, they keep, they always...
Then only we should touch the books and all
Yes,
these
you
things.
use a little ashman.
Yes.
Nowadays we have, modern ashman.
Spray.
Ta-da! Good. You can use this. Mukundadatta Pujari always has one. You can purify your hands after drinking, after touching, because sometimes, you cannot avoid it's itching somewhere. You touch your face, your this, your that. But, it all depends on what standard you want to maintain, and it all depends on your activities. When you are connected to deity worship and you are going to worship, then all these rules apply very strictly, because you must be clean. If you are not going to do deity worship, you can be little dhila. But it's up to you, whether you want to be or not. Otherwise you will tell me, Mataji is so fanatic. This is not fanatic. This is Brahminical life. But of course there is such a gap with the place where we come from. That's why we think, oh my God. But for many people who were born in that culture, it is natural. It is very natural. And this is taught to children who take birth in Brahminical environment from childhood. Mother is in the kitchen cooking. She woke up early, took bath, she's in the kitchen cooking. Then after an hour, little beta arrives, just woke up. So, non-devotee, non-Brahminical mother will take him, aajao beta beta. And they will start interacting, kissing, this, that, and then she will return to making the rotis. And not a Brahminical lady. Brahminical lady is a beta. There is a rekha, which usually is beautiful rangoli. That is rekha, beta, udar, and she will speak. You woke up, that's very nice. Go take bath. Very gently, you will explain. Have you taken bath? Go, take bath. No, you cannot come in the kitchen. No. After take bath, come and see mommy. This is the training that the child would receive. But nowadays, the sentimentality, which is born from lower gunas, that is predominant. Instead of training the person from childhood, keep clean. This is kitchen, Krishna's kitchen. This is Krishna's kitchen. Don't come here when you're not clean. The children will understand, Prabhupada says, from the age of 5, they can be trained very nicely. Before that, they may not understand, they will be taking it emotionally badly. But as soon as they start growing, it is the duty of the parents. In the modern house, beta on Sunday is sleeping until 12 o'clock. Let him sleep, no. The mother says, the father says, means let him go to hell. This is not the duty of father and mother. There may be some exception that, okay, we know the person has to rest. But not like this as a habit that the child, let him sleep. No, not let him sleep. Utho, jivo, jiv jago. Rather, better you take a nap during the day than oversleeping in the morning. This is Brahminical training, Brahminical culture. And it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, and the yoga bhrashtas, those who didn't make it in the previous life, who were already spiritualists, where do they take birth? Suchinam, you recognize? Suchi. They take birth in the Brahminical family, or they take birth in a wealthy family so that they don't have to worry about anything. Or they take birth in the family of transcendentalists. So both in the Suchi family and the family of transcendentalists, they won't sleep in the morning from childhood. It says very quickly they will be trained from childhood, and very quickly they will catch that lifestyle because they have already practiced it in their previous life. So let us embrace the Brahminical principles of life. They are favorable for Krishna Bhakti. But always remember what comes first? The principles of bhakti come first. And these are sub-principles, the principles of the life of goodness. So, as far as possible, we follow. It is more important to run to Mangalarti, having taken a very scanty bath because there was hardly any water or something happened, so quickly you take the bath, you run. There was no time to clean the floor, there was no time for this, no time for that, Mangalarti is coming. Rather that, Prabhu, I miss Mangalarti, I was washing my clothes. Understand? Don't mix the principles. Understand which one comes first. So, cleanliness is next to godliness. It is not godliness. Yes?
Mataji, like you said, as soon as we wake up, we have to clean our floor and mop it. So at that time, we are already in Muchi. And in that stage, we have to mop it or clean it.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay?
It's okay. That's why I said you start from the corner and you go backwards. The Muchi part is there. The clean part is there. That's why Prabhupada said you go backwards. And that way exit. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, one question of great about cleanness and everything. My question is just, not technical, but presentation. Many times you will see that, yes, they are wearing clean clothes, but they are not presentable. Prabhupada always said, devotees should look neat and tidy. So that is one comment on that one. And the second one is, these days I see devotees wearing all colors of kurta and things like that. Now, traditionally it was white. With the matajis, of course, with the saris, a different story. But is it okay for devotees these days? They are wearing all colors, black or blue or whatever, and some with the cow picture or some all these sort of things. So, is
Narayana. I lost my heart in Vrindavan. And the other one has, I lost my shoes in Vrindavan. You see, we are recruiting devotees from all over, different walks of life, all different levels of that. And I would say education is very rare. You have come here to a center of education, so then you come to know the standards that Srila Prabhupada gave. But if you don't come across any center of education, you just look around and imitate whatever you do. There is anusaran and anukaran. So mostly the training is anukaran. That's anukaran. You just look around, see what people do. Okay, you put some tirak here, something, you have to put this and it's like this, it's like that. You never knew there was a mantra about it or what it meant. So the dressing has definitely become very varied. So how to put that? Let us say that, people practice Krishna consciousness with different levels of commitment. And we have to allow for that also, because nowadays, see, we are expanding exponentially. So many people are not ready to give up this, give up that, and become such strict followers. But one thing which definitely hurts is that we don't have enough education, not enough training. In the early days of ISKCON, when somebody would join, there was no way a boy would keep his hair on his head. No way. No way. They would immediately catch him, shave his head, buzz, finished. Whether he wants, doesn't want, it's a different thing. But that was very, everybody would go through some training. But nowadays it is not like that. People just get a book somewhere, go to a temple, they start chanting, they leave at home. What do they know that they should cover their bed? Never heard about it. No education. So you have come here, and my message to all of you is learn and teach. This is your duty. You learn and you teach others. You spread this culture. And you spread that culture. Yes, and the culture is lost in many, many ways. And some will say it doesn't matter. That's called Krishna West. You heard of Krishna West? Externals don't matter at all. 360 degrees. Then you have Krishna East also. You have Krishna West and Krishna East. Krishna West means nothing matters. You don't have to put tilak, you don't have to tie your hair, you don't have to shave, you don't have to wear devotee clothes, you don't have to do anything. Just chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Because that's a way to bring in more people. Naturally, if you don't have to renounce anything, it's easier. You don't have to follow any discipline. It's easier and to get more and more people. But we have Krishna East also. You walk with wooden shoes and you do all sorts of different austerities, and you believe in very strictly following things like varnashram. Like you become too much strict in another way. So on one side you have those who are, and it's like this everywhere in the world. You have the liberals and you have the conservatives. So we have that in our society. Those who are too conservative, those who are too liberal. And but all are there. And Prabhupada told us we should discuss unity in diversity, because the diversity will always be there. But it, as I said, it depends how you want to practice Krishna consciousness. You understand that if you want to get close to the mode of goodness, you must practice discipline. So the dress code that Prabhupada gave us, this is also like discipline. That we should practice that discipline. So yes, it is true that so many things have evolved and so many colorful clothes. The men wear different kinds of tying the dhoti this way, that way, this way, that way. Woo, woo. Fancy. What for? Have you seen me? What for? Practical. Sometimes tied up, sometimes. But as soon as you get fancy, means body concept of life has entered. I prefer this, I like green, I like blue, I like red, I like this, I like that. All these things. But no, follow a discipline. Those who are celibate, wear saffron. It's a protection. And it puts you in a certain mind. Otherwise, wear white. That's for men. Ladies, sari. Nowadays, rare to find. I'll tell you, like Joe. There was one sannyasi in America. He approached Malati Mataji. She used to be a GBC there. So she was in charge of a zone. The sannyasi approached Malati and said, Mother Malati, what's happening? The women, it looks like they're wearing sari, but if you look closer, it's not a sari. What is it? Gopi skirt. Malaji said, Maharaj, you're looking too close. So the gopi skirt has made its entrance in the ladies' wardrobe. It's like they all wear gopi skirt. Oh, it's faster to go to Mangalati, it's easier to wear this, that, and how can we convince people in the West to wear this sari, But Prabhupada disciples, they did convince all the people at that time. Why we can't convince them now is because we don't have the arguments, because no Shravanam, no education. If you are educated, you become authority. If you are uneducated, you can't convince anybody, even yourself. So let us stress on education. We don't want to be fanatic. Nowadays they sell these kind of dresses and colored this and colored that everywhere in the ISKCON temples themselves, so that people don't feel so estranged, So they can live by their taste, they can wear what they want, so it's one way to see things. But Srila Prabhupada said, boil down the milk. You maybe have lots of people, but they must get educated. As they get educated, you boil down the milk. They come closer to a discipline, which is favorable for them. Because Krishna consciousness is not about what I like, it's about what Krishna likes. It's about the discipline that came down, that is called Guru Parampara. And the Guru Parampara, it comes down. So the closer we can be to the Guru Parampara, the more favorable for advancement in Krishna consciousness. At the same time, you should never judge people on externals. You should also be aware of this. You should never judge people on external. There may be somebody who dresses fancy, like, what was it, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, and who is a great devotee. There may be someone who never wears devotee clothes because somehow has a full-time job or something, but at the same time is very, very deep devotee. It is possible. So you should never judge people externally, but practice the things which are favorable to Krishna consciousness. And especially right now, there is one thing when you live in New York or you live in one place, and even that is not an argument, because New York is the melting pot where all the people from all over the world come, and they all wear their own indigenous clothes. So why we couldn't wear sari and dhoti? They wear their Chinese clothes, and they wear their Mexican clothes, and they wear, all these different things are worn by the people all over the world. They wear what they want. So why can't we wear what we want? Prabhupada said, Vaikuntha man, you see the devotee coming. This is very, very favorable when we dress, when we follow the dress code that Prabhupada has given. It's not an Indian dress. It is a spiritual dress. This is a presentation that we make. When people see a devotee dressed with devotee clothes, with the tilak, what do they think? They think Hare Krishna if they know, they say, oh, Hare Krishna. Bonus. You have become Uttama Adhikari. What is Uttama Adhikari? One who makes others chant. And the minimum they will think, what is this? What is this? What is this person? What is this person? Why they wear this on their head? What is this bag they are always having in their hand? Why they are dressed? White women. Why she's wearing sari? Bedsheet. That's And for them what this is? Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Understand the value of the dress code that Prabhupada has given us. This is another lesson. It's not about cleanliness, it's about the dress code. How it will influence my consciousness and how it will influence the consciousness of others. By wearing this dress code, we automatically become a preacher of Krishna consciousness without opening the mouth. People see, what is it? Answer is Krishna Bhakta. And therefore, their inquiry into spiritual life has started. They will get the answer. And we become the catalyst for this. We become the instrument for that. Isn't it beautiful? This is Prabhupada's plan. Those who are in the army, in the police, unless they are secret agents, they wear a uniform now. So it's police. So similarly, you should know this is a devotee. You can go inquire. So it is another, as I said, this is another topic, but the dress code has immense impact for our own self-identification. You wear jeans, this, that. I am this body. Meaning, there is no impetus to think about any spirituality. As soon as you wear the dress code that Prabhupada gave, why do you wear it? First of all, submission. Humility, submission. You are submitting yourself. And then, why you wear it? Simplicity, of course, is there, but also because of a spiritual reason. So this creates spiritual identification. Why I wear these clothes? Because I'm not this body. I'm the spirit soul. And this is my spiritual dress that I have accepted from my spiritual master. So it will help you disidentify with the body. People will laugh at you. As you say, bed sheets, if you are in the Western countries. Wearing bed sheets, you know.
One person was telling Mataji, I don't wear devotional clothes because as soon as I wear, you start calling me, hey Bam.
Hey Bam.
Yeah, like that. So many comments, especially in Germany and all this.
Yes, it is possible. Of course it is possible. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada allowed book distribution in casual clothes. Even wig. You wear a wig on the shaved head and you wear regular clothes and you distribute the books. Because they may not accept. But these are very extreme conditions where we are preaching to people who are 200% unaware of goodness. But wherever it is favorable, we should definitely come out in full light. If it's not possible, then of course, yukta vairagya. We can use anything for the service of Krishna. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, to go and preach in some of those downtrodden countries, if there is nothing to eat, you can eat meat, but you should preach. Give them the message of Krishna Consciousness. This is how far the Vaishnava can go to deliver the message of Krishna. So we can use any dress. We are not the dress. But when we come for sadhana, when we go to the temple, when we sit at home to chant, wear that dress. Identify yourself as Shishya, disciple of a spiritual master, as I am not this body. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the master of the gopis. This is the identification that this dress is bringing. And plus it places us in goodness, in simplicity, and so on.
Mataji, one last comment. These days it's getting very common with deity pictures on the t-shirts and things like that. What's your comment on that one?
This is not so good. No. When one should not do that.
With Mahamantra also.
Yeah, this is not very favorable. Mahamantra, I don't know, Mahamantra is most merciful manifestation. But the pictures of the deity on the t-shirt, then you go to the bathroom with the deity on the t-shirt, it's not nice. We don't do that. It's not. Even on the bead bags, we put all sorts of things, but at least the bead bag, we keep it in clean places. We don't take it to the bathroom like that. But clothes, keep it simple. Keep it simple. There's no need of all these things. This is mostly done for commercial purpose, understand? You're getting tricked by people who have no spiritual understanding. Yes? Whose is that? Archana! Sponsorship? No, sorry. No, we are not sorry. Sweet sponsorship. Haribol! Sweet sponsorship. Very nice, very nice. Two pieces each. Okay, so we stop here. Thank you very much for your attention and for staying a little longer. I am known for being late, either in the beginning or in the end. So thank you so much, and I wish you a nice continuation of your study. And I hope this presentation did not disturb your mind. but encouraged you to follow the disciplines. Did you see Prabhupada wearing pants? Of course you say, oh, but he's Prabhupada. Yeah. What did he say? Do as I did. That's what he said. Do as I did. Don't water down. If it is required for preaching, anything can be adjusted. But otherwise, there's no need to water down. Take it as it is. Bhagavad Gita, as it is. Dhoti, kurta, sari, as it is. Everything as it is. Then we can grow a strength. We can grow the army of Lord Chaitanya. So let's not confuse, but at the same time, as far as possible, let us be the devotees that Prabhupada tried to make us into. That will be good for us, and it will be good for the world. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Hari Hari Bol. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Group work will be at 10:15 now.
The what?
After now it will be prasad and then group work at 10:15.
What is at 10:15?
Group work.
There is group work at 10:15 for the